In Indonesia, there is a stone wonder that attracts millions of visitors every year. More than 1,200 years ago, without the use of cranes or excavators and not a drop of cement, the ancients built a gigantic temple complex from millions of stone blocks, yet it still stands today. How did the ancient people do it? Let's find out in today's episode. Java is the most populous island in Indonesia. Its fertile soil and strategic location have made it a cradle of civilization and one of the main centers of the Indonesian archipelago since prehistoric times. The island is rich in natural resources and minerals, making it possible for the local people to develop advanced civilizations. In particular, in the 8th century A, the Sailendra dynasty brought a golden age to the island with its brilliant cultural achievements. But why did they build Borobudur? The answer lies in the spread of Buddhism in Java during the Sailendra dynasty. At that time, Buddhism, especially Mahayana Buddhism, was widely popular. The Sailendra kings were devout Buddhists, and under their patronage, Buddhism flourished and became an important part of the local culture. Kings and nobles built monasteries and invited monks from India to teach Buddhism. Moreover, the construction of Borobudur was also motivated by the Sailendra kings' desire to demonstrate their power and prosperity. The construction of such a large and magnificent temple complex required a lot of manpower and resources. Therefore, the construction of Borobudur was also a way for the Sailendra kings to show off their wealth and power to other kingdoms and trading nations. Borobudur was not just a place of worship. It was a symbol of the Sailendra dynasty's strength and prosperity. The construction of Borobudur began in the 8th century and took about 75 years to complete. The temple was built on the Kedu Plateau in the middle of 4 volcanoes and rivers. This location was considered sacred because it was believed to be a place where the heavens and the earth met. The materials used to build Borobudur were mostly andesite, a type of volcanic rock that is very hard and durable. The builders cut and shaped the andesite blocks very precisely and fitted them together without using any mortar. The entire temple consists of more than 2 million stone blocks, weighing from a few kilograms to several tons. In addition, the builders also used some limestone and sandstone to decorate the temple. The design of Borobudur is very unique. It has 9 levels, 6 square levels, and 3 circular levels at the top, ending with a central tower. Each level has a different function and represents a different world in Buddhist cosmology. Pilgrims walk around the temple in a spiral shape, moving from the lower levels to the upper levels. As they move, they will encounter various reliefs and statues depicting scenes from the life of the Buddha and Buddhist mythology. At the top of the central tower, pilgrims can enjoy a panoramic view of the surrounding area. From this vantage point, they feel like they are on top of the world. What is even more amazing is that Borobudur has survived for more than 1,200 years without any major damage. It has withstood earthquakes, volcanic eruptions, and other natural disasters. This is due to the ingenuity of the ancient builders, who designed and constructed the temple with great care. They built a sophisticated drainage system to prevent water from accumulating around the temple, which could cause erosion and damage the structure. They also used a special construction technique that allowed the temple to flex and sway during earthquakes, reducing the risk of collapse. Another reason for the durability of Borobudur is the strong religious beliefs of the local people. They believe that Borobudur is a sacred place, and they are duty-bound to preserve it for future generations. Over the centuries, the local community has made great efforts to protect and restore Borobudur. Today, Borobudur is one of the most popular tourist destinations in Indonesia. Every year, it receives millions of visitors from all over the world. Many people come to Borobudur to admire the beauty of the temple, while others come to learn about Buddhist culture. Some people even come to meditate and relax in the peaceful atmosphere of Borobudur. If you are interested in history and culture, or if you simply want to see one of the most amazing structures in the world, I highly recommend that you visit Borobudur. You will not be disappointed. Indonesia is a country of thousands of islands, but this one island holds 1,000 Buddhas. Part 2. Giant Architecture of Prambanan Temple. Number 1. Giant Mandala Panorama. But if you observe from above, the entire architecture appears as a giant mandala, a diagram of the universe in Mahayana Buddhist thought. Mandala is not only geometry, but also a spiritual path. The square symbolizes the material world, limitations, and imperfection. The circle symbolizes perfection, enlightenment, and transcendence. Borobudur combines both. The lower floor is square, the upper floor is round, meaning the path from the mortal world to liberation. 2. 9 stacked floors. The structure consists of 9 floors, 6 square floors below and 3 round floors above. The square floors are like giant stairs, with surrounding corridors, where thousands of reliefs depicting the life of Buddha and his teachings are placed. This is where practitioners begin their spiritual journey. The upper circular floors are no longer densely decorated, only Buddha statues sitting in stone lattice towers, stupas. The space becomes open and open, as a reminder that the higher you go, the less bound your mind becomes. The arrangement from square to round is a hidden philosophy in the architecture. It is not just a temple, but a stone sermon. 3. Height of 42 meters, an artificial mountain. When it was first completed in the 9th century, Borobudur was about 42 meters high, equivalent to a 13-story building today. After many restorations, it is now about 35 meters high, but still enough to make people standing at its foot feel small. The ancient Javanese people turned a natural hill into a foundation, then covered it with millions of volcanic rocks to build a sacred mountain. In Indo-Javanese culture, mountains are where gods reside. Borobudur is an artificial cosmic mountain connecting heaven and earth, where people can step up to reach the sacred realm. 4. 2 million stone blocks, no cement. What surprised archaeologists? The entire structure is made from more than 2 million volcanic stone blocks, weighing tens, even hundreds of kilograms each. And all are stacked on top of each other without a drop of cement. The ancient Javanese used the stone mortise technique. Each block has grooves and edges. They fit together firmly like Lego. It is the enormous weight of the entire structure that helps keep them stable. This explains why Borobudur can stand for more than 1,200 years, despite tropical rains, earthquakes, and volcanic eruptions. 5. The meaning of the pilgrimage. Borobudur is not only to see, but also to experience with your feet. Pilgrims will start at the foot of the temple, following the spiral path around each floor, admiring the reliefs as they go. Each round represents a chapter in the life of the Buddha, a moral lesson, a contemplation. From the square floor, where humans are still bound, gradually go up to the round floor, where the mind becomes calm, and finally to the main tower in the center, symbolizing nirvana. The whole journey turns climbing the stone steps into a spiritual practice. 6. The mystery of sustainability. How can a giant structure made of bare stone stand firm for millennia? Archaeologists have found a few secrets. The ancient Javanese people created an underground drainage system so that rain would not erode the foundation. They built Borobudur on a hill, taking advantage of the natural terrain to prevent subsidence. The technique of mortising and fitting the stones together allows the structure to breathe with the earth, meaning that when an earthquake occurs, it can vibrate without collapsing completely. This shows that they are not just craftsmen, but also master engineers, with profound knowledge of materials, structures, and even nature. 7. The influence of Buddhism. Borobudur was built during the reign of the Sailandra dynasty, a period when Buddhism flourished in Indonesia. King Samurai Tungga, the ruler at the time, was a follower of Mahayana Buddhism, which emphasizes compassion and wisdom in achieving enlightenment. He wanted to create a grand monument to honor the Buddha, attract pilgrims, and spread his teachings across Asia. So he chose the site of Menor Hill, brought in masons and sculptors from China and India, and began the monumental project. Unlike the Hindu temples we'll see later, Borobudur has no gods or supernatural beings, only Buddhas and Bodhisattvas. These are enlightened beings who help others on their spiritual journey. The reliefs on the temple walls tell stories from the life of Siddhartha Gautama, the historical Buddha, and his previous lives. They also depict scenes from the Lotus Sutra, a Mahayana scripture about overcoming suffering and achieving enlightenment. Through these narratives, visitors learn about Buddhist ethics, meditation, rebirth, and the path to nirvana. 8. The glory and decline. For several centuries, Borobudur stood as a beacon of Buddhism, attracting pilgrims from Java and beyond. They came to meditate, to pray, and to study the scriptures. Merchants followed, bringing goods and services to the temple town that grew around it. But in the 14th century, the kingdom collapsed and the once bustling city was abandoned. Volcanoes erupted, earthquakes struck, and centuries of erosion and vegetation took their toll on the temple. Much of it was destroyed. 9. Rediscovery and restoration. In the 19th century, a British officer stumbled upon the ruins while on a mission in central Java. He recognized its importance and reported it to the colonial government, which began excavations and repairs. Over time, more scholars and conservationists joined the effort, revealing the full extent and beauty of Borobudur. Today, it is the most famous Buddhist monument in the world and a UNESCO World Heritage Site. Every year, thousands of tourists and locals visit to marvel at its grandeur, learn about its history, and participate in religious ceremonies. We hope you enjoyed today's episode. Don't forget to subscribe for more videos about great ancient places. And please share your thoughts below. We would love to hear from you. Part 4. The Journey of Enlightenment Carved in Stone. When we stand before Borobudur, we are not just facing a giant rock mountain. We are entering a stone teaching, where every stone, every relief, every step tells the story of a journey to enlightenment. The ancient Javanese did not build this temple to show off their power, but to create a living mandala, a three-dimensional map of the universe. From a distance, Borobudur looks like a giant pyramid, but from above, it appears as a blooming lotus, the ultimate symbol of Buddhism. The square at the base represents the finite world, full of suffering and bondage. The circles at the top symbolize fullness, perfection, and nirvana. All of this blends into a sacred picture where man and the universe meet. But the magic lies in this. Borobudur is not a building to be seen, but to be walked through. Pilgrimage here is a rite of transformation. The devotees start at the lowest level, where the reliefs depict scenes of mundane life, desire, greed, karma. They walk around each level slowly, as if reading a book with their feet. At each level, the story changes, from lessons on cause and effect to the previous lives of the Buddha, and finally to abstract symbols of liberation. This is the form of breathtaking, circling the sacred object clockwise. At Borobudur, each circumambulation is not only a gesture of reverence, but also a way of synchronizing the human body with the cosmic order. Each step is a prayer. Each circumambulation is a step closer to enlightenment. Interestingly, even today, the Vesak festival still maintains this ritual. Thousands of people walk on moonlit nights, holding candles, walking around Borobudur like a river of light surrounding the spiritual mountain. And as they walked, they looked up at the reliefs, 2,672 carvings that told countless stories. These were not just classic stories, but also encyclopedias of 9th century Javanese life. They saw scenes of agriculture, of sailing ships, of native plants and flowers, even of musical instruments and festivals. For the ancients, the reliefs were both a moral reminder and an educational tool, a way of transmitting scriptures to an illiterate population. This made Borobudur a school of the soul. There, people learned not with pen and paper, but with their eyes, with their feet, with their hearts. More importantly, the temple was a ceremonial center. From Menda Temple, through Poan to Borobudur, the faithful walked a sacred pilgrimage route. They burned incense, chanted prayers, made offerings, and entered Borobudur as if entering the heart of the universe. All of these things make this structure a space that is both physical and spiritual, a gateway between the human world and the world of enlightenment. And if we look at history, we see that Borobudur has gone through many lives. There was a time when it was abandoned, covered by dense forests, and the local people only told vague legends about a mysterious rock mountain. Then, when it was excavated during the colonial period, it was seen as an archaeological treasure. And today, it is breathed life into by the Vesak festival, by the flow of pilgrims, and by the eyes of millions of tourists. The religious significance of Borobudur, therefore, never dies. It is constantly reborn, adapting to each generation, but still keeping its core, the path from darkness to light, from ignorance to enlightenment. In essence, Borobudur is not just a temple. It is a great sermon set in stone, standing for over 1,200 years, and still whispering its enlightening lessons to anyone willing to listen. Hey guys, welcome back to our channel. Today, we retaking you on an incredible journey through time and spirituality to explore one of the most spectacular archaeological sites in the world, the majestic Borobudur Temple in Indonesia. Built in the 8th or 9th century CE, this sprawling Buddhist monument is not just a testament to the rich cultural heritage of Indonesia, but a profound symbol of the human quest for enlightenment. As we delve into the intricate details of Borobudur, we invite you to become our travel companion. So let's embark on this adventure together. Imagine yourself standing before a vast pyramid-like structure, adorned with intricate carvings that seem to reach towards the heavens. That's Borobudur. Initially, it might appear to be an ordinary ancient ruin, but as you begin to explore its many levels and chambers, you'll realize that it's anything but ordinary. Each step, each carving, and each monument tells a story of a civilization long gone and the deep spiritual truths they sought to understand. But what makes Borobudur truly remarkable is its unique design. Unlike your typical temple, Borobudur is not merely a place of worship. It's a physical representation of the cosmos itself, a three-dimensional mandala that guides the viewer on a spiritual journey. The square base symbolizes the world of birth, death, and rebirth, while the circular top represents the realm of nirvana, the state of enlightenment. As you ascend the levels of Borobudur, you're not just climbing a monument, you're ascending spiritually, leaving the earthly realm behind and moving closer to the divine. The grandeur of Borobudur is further emphasized by its sheer size. Standing 121 feet tall, this colossal structure is one of the largest Buddhist monuments in the world. It's a visual spectacle that inspires awe and wonder in all who behold it. The meticulous craftsmanship evident in every inch of the temple is a tribute to the dedication and skill of the builders who created it. Each of the more than 2,600 narrative reliefs and 504 Buddha statues is a masterpiece in its own right, showcasing the beauty and complexity of Buddhist art. As you wander through the labyrinthine passages of Borobudur, you'll encounter a vast array of imagery. The lower levels depict scenes from the life of the Buddha, his teachings, and the stories of his past lives. As you ascend, the carvings become more abstract, representing the journey towards enlightenment. The upper circles are adorned with Bodhi trees, the lotus flower, and other symbols of awakening. The entire temple is a visual feast, a kaleidoscope of colors, shapes, and stories that unfold before your eyes. Exploring Borobudur is not just a visual experience. It's a journey of discovery, both for the first-time visitor and the seasoned traveler. Every corner of the temple reveals new insights into the Buddhist faith and the rich cultural heritage of Indonesia. It's an opportunity to learn, to reflect, and to connect with something larger than oneself. And as you stand in the shadow of this ancient marvel, you can't help but feel a sense of connection to those who came before you. Imagine the pilgrims of old making their way to Borobudur, their footsteps echoing your own as they ascended the temple's many levels. Picture the monks and worshippers who gathered here for ceremonies and rituals, their voices resonating through the centuries. You're part of a long tradition, a lineage of seekers and believers that stretches back over 1,000 years. But Borobudur's allure doesn't end with its historical and religious significance. It's also a place of natural beauty. The lush green hills of central Java provide a picturesque backdrop for the temple, creating a sense of tranquility and serenity. The surrounding rice paddies and local villages offer a glimpse into the everyday life of the region, providing a refreshing contrast to the spiritual atmosphere of the temple. No trip to Borobudur would be complete without attending the Visak Day celebrations. Held annually, this festival marks the birth, enlightenment, and death of the Buddha, and it's a joyous occasion filled with religious ceremonies, parades, and traditional dances. If you're fortunate enough to be in Borobudur during Wesak, you'll witness an extraordinary display of faith and cultural heritage. But perhaps the most enchanting aspect of Borobudur is the sense of mystery that surrounds it. Despite its grandeur, much of the temple's history remains unknown. Archaeologists are still piecing together the secrets of its construction, and its exact purpose continues to elude them. This sense of the unknown adds to the temple's allure, inviting visitors to explore and discover for themselves the hidden meanings and symbolism embedded in its ancient walls. So why should you visit Borobudur? If you're an adventurer seeking to explore the hidden corners of our planet, you won't find a more rewarding destination. If you're a history buff, the layers of Borobudur's past will captivate your imagination. And if you're a seeker of spiritual enlightenment, the temple's serene atmosphere and profound symbolism will resonate deeply within you. As you stand before the majestic ruins of Borobudur, take a moment to appreciate the legacy of this ancient temple. Let its grandeur inspire you, its history educate you, and its serenity rejuvenate your spirit. Borobudur is more than just a tourist attraction. It's a portal to another time, a window into another world, and a testament to the enduring power of the human spirit. So pack your bags, embark on this extraordinary journey, and create memories that will last a lifetime. Your adventure awaits. Don't forget to drop a comment below sharing your thoughts, experiences, or any questions you may have. Abandoning, rediscovering, and restoring Borobudur Temple. Some methodological reflections. Part 5: Decline, Oblivion, and Rediscovery. The concept of abandonment doesn't fit well with the archaeological data, because the evidence we have does not indicate a single moment of destruction, nor a definitive cut in ceremonial activity. Therefore, in this final episode, we will discuss the concepts of abandonment and rediscovery in light of what we have learned in the previous episodes about Borobudur, paying special attention to the concept of forgetting in both cases. One single cause? Before we begin, let us recall that throughout the history of the temple, both construction and modification work were carried out over the course of several centuries. Therefore, understanding how such a monumental complex was built and modified over time can help us to understand why it might have been abandoned as well. We have said that the greatest construction activity at Borobudur was completed in the late 8th and early 9th centuries under the Saylaner dynasty, but active use and maintenance of the structure decreased in the following centuries, and by the 14th, 15th centuries, the temple had declined. In general, there are at least three main lines of explanation for this decline. First, the shift in the center of power. In 929, Mataram moved to East Java under the reign of Mpu Sindok. This would have changed the sources of patronage and political concentration. Second, a decline in religious patronage. Local dynasties and institutions lost financial support or changed their religion. And third, the spread of Islam in Java from the 13th-15th centuries, which led to a transformation of the socio-religious structure and a reduction in national Buddhist pilgrimage. In summary, the historical and chronological evidence suggests that a process of power and religious transition, rather than a single destruction, contributed to Borobudur as withdrawal from regular ceremonial life. If we look at the relevant literature, we see that most researchers agree on this triple argument for abandonment. However, some believe that the first two arguments are more important than the third. As the spread of Islam is understood as a process that took place over several centuries, it is difficult to pinpoint a specific moment when it caused the abandonment of Borobudur. Geo-environmental evidence. But another set of explanations revolves around the idea that the decline of Borobudur was largely due to natural causes. We know that Borobudur is located in an area between a volcanic belt, Merapi, Sundoro Summing, and the Kedu Plain, which makes it vulnerable to ash, lahars, volcanic mudflows, and rapid tropical vegetation growth. Numerous geological and archaeological studies have shown that volcanic ash from eruptions covered the structure, causing the lower levels to be covered, tree roots to penetrate the structure, and drainage systems to become blocked if not maintained. Stratigraphic analysis and sedimentological descriptions show that Merapi and neighboring volcanoes erupted several times during the late classical period. These eruptions increased forestation and reduced the likelihood of further restoration. However, palynological pollen analyses and geological surveys are not entirely consistent, and there is debate about the extent and exact timing of the burial relative to the decline in cultural activity. So in this case, the evidence points toward a combination of human and natural factors. While the geological and archaeological evidence strongly suggests that ash deposition and vegetation growth significantly impacted the physical structure of Borobudur, the available textual and epigraphical evidence provides no clear statement about a connection between the two. Nevertheless, geo-environmental evidence should not be neglected. Not only did volcanic eruptions influence the landscape in which Borobudur was built, they may have also contributed to the decline of the site. When? There is no single text that clearly states the date of Borobudur's abandonment. The Nagara Kretaga text, 14th century Majapahit, contains only one reference to a vihara at Budur, suggesting that Borobudur was still known in literary memory, but may no longer have functioned as it once did. Later Javanese chronicles contained folk legends surrounding the temple, for example Babad Tanah Joy, but the mythical nature of these sources makes them no substitute for archaeological analysis. Therefore, archaeologists conclude that ritual activity declined gradually, and that forgetting was a long process, not a clear milestone. This is a point that many studies have emphasized. Lack of evidence of continuous use, not a single destruction event. So the first question we proposed to answer was whether there was a single event that caused the temple to be abandoned. Well, the answer is no. There isn't a single text or archaeological evidence that indicates a specific moment when the decline took place. If anything, the evidence indicates that a number of factors caused the gradual decline of the temple. Rediscovering Borobudur. In reality, Borobudur was rediscovered in the context of colonial history when Thomas Stamford Raffles, then British Governor-General of Java, 1811 to 1816, received a tip from locals about a huge stone structure in the jungle in 1814. Raffles did not excavate it himself. He sent a survey team led by engineer H.C. Cornelius to excavate, clean, and record it. Raffles later described the site in the History of Java, 1817, bringing Borobudur into the European scholarly consciousness. Today's scholarly perspective reiterates the fact that Raffles' discovery was a Western one. The local indigenous people had not entirely forgotten the site, but it was Raffles who brought Borobudur into the mainstream of modern archaeological and heritage management. Then the second question we set out to answer was whether the abandonment of Borobudur was linked to a moment of forgetting. Well, the answer is yes and no. Yes, because although the temple was not destroyed, it seems that the various episodes of volcanic ash deposition and forestation made the site difficult to access, gradually diminishing its importance and leading to a process of forgetting. On the other hand, the presence of the temple in later texts suggests that it remained present in collective memory, even if its role had changed. So in summary, the abandonment of Borobudur was not a single historical accident, but the result of a series of political, environmental, and religious changes that occurred gradually over several centuries. At the same time, it seems that there was a process of forgetting associated with the disappearance of ritual activity at the site, although this process was probably long and complex. Today, Borobudur Temple is visited by thousands of tourists from all over the world every year. It is a testament to the genius of ancient Javanese architecture and stands as a symbol of Indonesia's cultural heritage. However, its story is not only one of greatness and glory, but also one of decline and near oblivion. It is a reminder that even the greatest monuments are not immune to the passage of time, and that even the most vibrant cultures can fade away if they lose their patrons. It is also a lesson in humility for those of us who study the past, since we often tend to look at ancient cultures through a myopic lens that ignores the complexities and nuances of their history. By studying the history of Borobudur, we can learn to appreciate the richness and diversity of human experience and gain a deeper understanding of the forces that shape our world today. When we put Borobudur alongside other famous wonders of humanity, such as Angkor Wat in Cambodia, Machu Picchu of the Incas, or the Giza pyramids in Egypt, we can see the unique position of this temple in the history of world architecture. The common point of all these processes is that they are clearly regulated and hidden in the construction techniques. The Khmer may have mobilized hundreds of warriors to build Angkor Wat, the largest Hindu-Buddhist temple in the world. The Incas would build Machu Picchu on the top of a mountain more than 2,400 meters high, with heavy stone blocks that were so tightly fitted that a knife could not be passed through. And the ancient Egyptians created the world using fever with the Giza pyramid, more than 2 million stone blocks, each weighing several tons, built into a perfect geometric block more than 4,500 years ago. Borobudur shares a common trait, its technical marvel. However, what sets Borobudur apart is that the entire structure was built without a single bit of cement or packing. All the volcanic stone blocks, more than 2 million members, are joined together by a system of locks, yin-yang dreams, forming a structure that is both moderate and durable against the earth and tropical rain. If Angkor Wat inspires admiration for its scale, Machu Picchu awes us for its topographical position, Borobudur challenges the imagination with its cement-free construction technique, something that seemed impossible in the 9th century. More than 1,000 years after its construction, Borobudur's grandeur was buried under layers of earth and forgotten, until it was rediscovered by a British officer named Sir Stamford Raffles in 1814. The following year, it was officially excavated by an archaeologist named John Crawford. Since then, the temple has undergone a series of restorations, most notably from 1907 to 1911, when the Dutch government at that time, still ruling, Indonesia invested a large amount of money to bring the temple back to its former glory. Currently, Borobudur has become the largest Buddhist pilgrimage center in the world. Every year on the occasion of Vesak, waves of Buddhists from all over the world come here. They circle each floor, chanting, worshipping the reliefs and Buddhist statues, as if recreating the journey of enlightenment resolved in stone. In the 9th century, Borobudur was probably a religious complex used in conjunction with several other Buddhist monasteries nearby. Historians believe that the construction of Borobudur took about 75 years to complete and was built during the reign of the Sailendra dynasty. There is no exact record of who initiated the construction of the temple. However, according to historical accounts, it was likely inspired by the great Buddhist monk Buddhaghosa, who was invited from India to sail in the late 8th century. This explains why the temple contains many similarities with the Mahabodhi temple in Bodh Gaya, where Sakyamuni Buddha attained enlightenment. The beauty of Borobudur lies in its harmonious blend of three worlds. Its three square levels symbolize Mount Meru, the mythical center of the universe in Buddhist cosmology. The lower level represents the earth, decorated with relief images of the life of the Buddha. As you ascend, the middle level symbolizes the realm of the gods, adorned with depictions of the Buddha's previous incarnations. Finally, the top level represents heaven, featuring scenes from the Jataka Tales, stories of the Buddha's virtues. These three levels are connected by 4 stairways, one at each corner, symbolizing the 4 continents known at the time. Within this structure are 504 Buddhist statues sitting in meditation, each facing inwards towards the central dome, which symbolizes the celestial realm. The central dome is surrounded by 72 bell-shaped niches, each containing a Buddhist statue in a meditating posture. These 72 niches represent the 72 teachings of Buddha and the 72 disciples of Buddha. In addition to its religious symbolism, Borobudur's architecture is a remarkable feat of engineering. The temple is made entirely of volcanic stone without using any mortar or adhesive. The precision with which the stones are fitted together is astonishing. Even today, scientists are still trying to determine how the builders of Borobudur managed to achieve this level of accuracy without modern tools or technology. The weight of some of the blocks reaches several tons, and yet they fit together so perfectly that a blade cannot be inserted between them. Like other ancient wonders, Borobudur has stood the test of time, surviving earthquakes, volcanic eruptions, and centuries of neglect. Its discovery in 1814 and subsequent restoration have ensured that this magnificent temple continues to inspire awe and wonder in the hearts of all who visit. That's it for today's episode, our exploration of Borobudur. Don't forget to share your thoughts and feedback in the comments below. Your engagement helps us create more fantastic content. And if you haven't already, hit the subscribe button to join our journey through time. Throughout history, there have been many ancient ruins that have left historians baffled. From the pyramids of Egypt to the ancient city of Petra, these relics of the past continue to amaze us with their grandeur and mystery. However, there is one ancient ruin that stands out among the rest, Borobudur Temple in Indonesia. In this video, we will explore the hidden secrets of Borobudur Temple that have remained unsolved for centuries. As we delve deeper into the mysteries surrounding this magnificent structure, we will uncover the intriguing theories and unanswered questions that have puzzled scientists and archaeologists for years. So join us on this journey as we uncover the truth behind Borobudur Temple and its unsolved secrets. About Borobudur, before delving into the unresolved mysteries, let's take some time to understand the temple itself. Borobudur is a Mahayana Buddhist temple located in the Indonesian province of Yogyakarta. It was built around the 8th century AD during the reign of the Sailendra dynasty and is considered to be the largest Buddhist temple in the world. The temple is known for its massive size and intricate carvings which depict scenes from the life of Buddha and various Buddhist texts. Built entirely from volcanic rock, Borobudur consists of 9 stacked square platforms, 6 in the lower stage, 3 in the upper stage. The temple is adorned with more than 2,600 narrative relief panels and 504 Buddhist statues. The construction mystery, one of the most pressing questions surrounding Borobudur, is how the ancient Javanese people managed to construct such a massive structure in just 75 years. The entire temple weighs approximately 3.5 million cubic meters, which is equivalent to the weight of a small mountain range. Archaeologists believe that the stones were quarried from the slopes of the nearby Merapi volcano and transported to the construction site using wooden sledges river rafts, or a system of ramps. However, the scale of labor required for such a project remains a big question mark given the population density of the 8th and 9th centuries. Some scholars even theorize that the quarrying and transportation of rocks alone took up most of the 75 years, with the actual construction taking a relatively short period. They suggest that at least tens of thousands of people were involved in the construction at any given time. Another unanswered question is how the ancient Javanese people calculated the structural strength of Borobudur without using cement. Despite its massive size, the temple has stood the test of time, withstanding earthquakes, tropical rains, and floods for more than 1,200 years. Modern structures with reinforced concrete still struggle with similar natural conditions. Engineers have discovered that Borobudur's mortise and tenon system not only holds the stone together, but also allows the structure to breathe, expanding and contracting slightly in response to vibrations. However, the methods and calculations behind this remarkable feat of engineering remain a mystery. Did it rely on traditional construction experience, or did they possess a complex mathematical technical system that we have yet to fully recover? The lost technique enigma. Some researchers draw comparisons between Borobudur, the Inca Machu Picchu, and the Egyptian pyramids. All three structures share common features: massive, durable stone structures that are tightly fitted together without mortar. This leads to a fascinating question. Is this a coincidence or a trace of a lost construction knowledge that spread across ancient civilizations and was later forgotten? While there is no concrete evidence to support this theory, the similarities between these ancient sites cannot be ignored. Some experts believe that ancient builders may have used techniques and principles that are now lost to us, allowing them to create structures that remain standing even today. However, further research and discoveries are needed to shed light on this intriguing possibility. The abandoned wonder. The abandonment of Borobudur after just a few centuries is another unanswered question that surrounds the temple. The decline of Buddhism and the rise of Islam in the region are believed to be the main causes of its abandonment. However, many scholars argue that these factors alone cannot fully explain the sudden halt in construction and the temple's subsequent neglect. Some researchers suggest that other factors, such as volcanic activity, epidemics, or social upheavals, may have contributed to the disintegration of the pilgrim community, which ultimately led to the abandonment of Borobudur. Further investigation into these potential causes could provide valuable insights into the political, social, and economic conditions of the region during that time period. As we conclude our exploration of Borobudur Temple and its unsolved mysteries, we are left with a sense of awe and wonder. This magnificent structure continues to baffle scientists and archaeologists with its grandeur and complexity. From the construction techniques to the intricate carvings and the unanswered questions surrounding its abandonment, Borobudur offers a glimpse into the ingenuity and creativity of the ancient Javanese people. While we may never fully unravel all of the secrets of this ancient temple, it serves as a reminder of the rich history and cultural heritage of Indonesia and the enduring legacy of Buddhism in the region. Let us continue to explore and appreciate the mysteries of Borobudur and strive to understand the wisdom and teachings of Lord Buddha enshrined within its walls. The mystery of Borobudur's purpose. Despite numerous studies and excavations, there is still debate about the original purpose of Borobudur. Some believe it was a pilgrimage site where Buddhist monks and pilgrims came to pay homage to the Buddha. Others argue that it served as a grand center for Buddhist monastic education and meditation. The temple's design, with its 9 stacked platforms, could symbolize the 9 stages of Buddhist enlightenment. Some even suggest that it was a ceremonial center used for religious rituals and festivals, while others believe it was a burial ground for important members of the Sailandra dynasty. The lack of clear evidence has led to a variety of interpretations, making it difficult to decipher the true purpose of this enigmatic temple. The influence of Indian Buddhism. Borobudur is considered to be one of the greatest achievements of Buddhist art and architecture. Its construction marked a significant departure from earlier Buddhist temples in Indonesia, which were mostly built in the form of stupas or small shrines. Instead, Borobudur drew inspiration from Indian Buddhism, particularly the teachings of Mahayana Buddhism, which emphasizes the importance of compassion and wisdom in achieving enlightenment. The temple's design and decoration reflect this influence, showcasing the fusion of Javanese culture with Indian Buddhist traditions. This makes Borobudur a unique example of how cultural exchange shaped ancient religious practices. Did ancient people really know more than we think? The existence of ancient sites like Borobudur often raises questions about the extent of ancient human knowledge and capabilities. Some researchers argue that ancient people may have possessed advanced knowledge and skills that have been lost or forgotten over time. They point to the sophisticated construction techniques, astronomical alignments, and intricate designs found in many ancient sites as evidence of advanced ancient knowledge. For example, the precision and accuracy of stone masonry in Borobudur suggest a high level of technical expertise. Similarly, the alignment of some ancient temples with celestial bodies like the sun and stars indicates a deep understanding of astronomy and mathematics. These examples raise questions about the origins of ancient knowledge and whether ancient people had access to information or techniques that are now lost to us. Did we forget part of our ancestors' technical heritage? The mystery of Borobudur also touches upon the idea of a lost technical heritage. The temple's construction and design showcase a sophisticated understanding of engineering and architecture, raising questions about whether ancient builders used techniques that had been forgotten or deliberately suppressed over time. Some researchers hypothesize that ancient cultures may have developed advanced technologies that were later abandoned or replaced by more conventional methods. For example, the use of sophisticated tools and materials in the construction of ancient sites suggests a high level of technological advancement. However, mainstream archaeology often overlooks or dismisses such evidence, attributing ancient structures to more simplistic explanations. This has led to a gap in our understanding of ancient building techniques and the true capabilities of ancient builders. Why did they abandon such a monumental project? The abandonment of Borobudur is another intriguing aspect of its mystery. After being worked on for nearly 8 decades, the temple was abruptly abandoned, leaving us to wonder why such a monumental project was never completed. Some believe that the decline of Buddhism in the region due to the rise of Islam played a significant role in its abandonment. Others argue that natural disasters or political instability may have disrupted the construction process. However, the true reason for its abandonment remains unknown. This mystery adds to the allure of Borobudur and invites us to contemplate the factors that can influence the course of history. The enduring legacy of enlightenment. Beyond the unanswered questions, Borobudur stands as a testament to the enduring legacy of enlightenment. The temple's intricate carvings and reliefs depict scenes from the life of Buddha and Buddhist teachings, offering a glimpse into the spiritual beliefs and practices of ancient Javanese society. The site's atmosphere of tranquility and contemplation continues to attract visitors from around the world who come to explore its historical significance and immerse themselves in its spiritual aura. Borobudur serves as a reminder of the universal pursuit of enlightenment and the power of spirituality in shaping human history. As we continue to explore the mysteries of Borobudur, we must embrace the unknown and acknowledge the limitations of our current understanding. The temple's secrets may forever remain hidden, but that should not deter us from appreciating its magnificence and pondering the depths of human ingenuity and spiritual aspirations. By unraveling the remaining mysteries, we can gain a deeper appreciation for this ancient wonder and the rich cultural heritage it represents. Whether through scientific analysis, archaeological discoveries, or historical research, each new piece of information brings us closer to understanding the true nature and purpose of Borobudur. As we continue to unlock its secrets, We also uncover the depths of human curiosity and the relentless pursuit of knowledge that drives us to explore the mysteries of our world. If you love watching videos about ancient archaeological findings, don't forget to subscribe to my channel. And thanks for watching.